Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Spiral Podcast. Today I'll be talking about different social media takes I've seen. Typically they're hot takes, and I'll just see if I agree with them or not, and I'll just give my opinions on them. And just let me know if you guys agree. This is a good week, so let's just jump right into it. So the first one I saw was that there should be a national. Somebody said that there should be a national championship within like the group of 5 teams. And I do think that could actually be a good idea because, they just probably aren't going to win anything, with all the other high-powered teams. And, it would give them another chance. But also I think, just like knowing that a team like Cincinnati a few years back made it to the 4-team playoff, not even the 12-team playoff, was able to make it all the way to the playoff. And, they lost, obviously, but, depending on how good their team is, they could definitely win. So it's like, if they schedule hard enough games, like for out of conference, the season that UC made it, they play teams like Notre Dame, and Tulane was another ranked team they won't beat. So, they went undefeated, won their conference, played a few hard games, and that get them into the playoffs. So, I don't think it's necessarily a good idea because I also think it kind of puts the lower teams down. And I think if I'm a player, I would want to be able to compete with the big dogs, all that work you put in. I feel like it would be cool to play against people who are better than me. So I wouldn't hate it if it happened, but I do think it should just still stay how it is mainly. And then the next thing I saw was a graphic, and it was talking about the best stadium environments in 2023. And I'm just going to say it real quick. So, number 10 was Ohio State. Number 9 was Oregon State Stadium. Number 8 was Colorado's. Number 7 was Penn State. Number 6 was Georgia. Number 5 was Oklahoma. Number 4 was Washington. Number 3 was Texas. Number 2 was Alabama. And number 1 was Michigan. So, I have a few things about it. Just some thoughts. I would say Penn State, Ohio State, and Georgia should probably be a little bit higher. Penn State is probably easily top 3 in my opinion. I think having them at 7 is kind of crazy. I just think the whiteout, especially night games, they have over 100,000 fans. It gets super loud in there. They're probably one of the best stadiums, hardest stadiums to play in, and I think the environment is crazy. So having them at 7 is kind of honestly disrespectful. I think OSU could go to where Penn State is, a 7-ish. I do think, since Ohio State fans are pretty crazy, they still have over 100,000 fans. It gets pretty loud in there. It's just hard to play in there, especially since Ohio State's been pretty good last few seasons. And I think, Georgia has a really good record at home over the past few years. So, I think, maybe moving up one spot to number 5 would be good. I just think it's kind of disrespectful to not have them a bit higher. And then I would say Oklahoma should probably drop a few spots since they don't really get as loud in their stadium, and it doesn't intimidate people as much, I would think. And they aren't as good either, which I know that doesn't really play into anything, but compared to the other teams, it seems like they probably should be at least decent. And then I think actually Michigan needs to drop too because even though they're loud, they're not even that intimidating. It's just a big bowl. If you can get over the loudness, it's really not that intimidating. I would much rather play in Michigan Stadium than a Penn State or Texas or Bama Stadium. And I just think Michigan Stadium's kind of overrated regarding that. And then I think Oregon State should also go down maybe to 10. It is somewhat hard to play there. They have a good stadium. It gets pretty loud, but I think number 10 would be a little better for them. And then Colorado needs to get off that list right now, dude. They have pretty much no success recently. Their fans are kind of mid. The stadium sucks. There's no reason that they should even be ranked above. There's way more above Ohio State. You're telling me it's harder to play in Colorado Stadium than Ohio State Stadium? Give me a break, dude. That Colorado needs to get off now. I don't care who goes in there, just not Colorado. And then, so switching off of that, the third take that I saw is that, after watching the Ohio State spring game, it's pretty clear that Michigan is going to curb stop the Buckeyes and Columbus again this year. And I just think, if anything, based off spring so far, it's pretty obvious that OSU looks really solid on defense. They have a decent quarterback in Will Howard, and Devin Brown might even start. Who knows? Wide receivers are stacked. O-line's pretty good. Running backs are crazy. New offensive coordinator. We got probably one of the top 3 defenses in the country. Ton of returning players. Like, if anything, Michigan's offseason has looked terrible. They have like a bottom recruiting class compared to a lot of Power 5 like top teams. A lot of their players left. Not many returners. They have a new coach. They probably can't cheat anymore this year. So, I think that's a pretty bad take, honestly. I just think it's kind of crazy to say that. We'll have to see how Michigan does in the spring game, but I would certainly say, as of now, I'd probably pick Ohio State to beat Michigan. And even if they don't, like, getting curb stomped by Michigan is a bit of a overstatement, I think. So, that's just a bad take, dude. Like, if you're not biased and you just look at what each team has done in the offseason, it's pretty obvious Ohio State just has done better in the offseason. And especially, the spring game was pretty good, I would say. So, those are my reaction to some of the takes I've seen this week. If you have any comments or anything you think about some of these takes I've read, and if you agree with my opinions, just make sure to comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.